Hi Scorpio, this is your general reading for mid-April 2017. It is good for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So please make sure you watch all three of them to get a bigger picture of what's going on for you for mid-April. I want to take this time to thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing and commenting on the videos that I have done up to this point. This is only going to be my third one, so I appreciate the opportunity to be doing this. Okay. Scorpio, mid-April. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, Scorpio, so the card that represents you in this case is the King of Cups. Cups is representative of the water signs, including Scorpio. So it is very appropriate that it is sitting there. It is someone who has figured things out and knows where they're going, where they've been, how it all fits together. Below the King of Cups, we have the Emperor. And I usually, when I have people cards or court cards, I pull another card for some clarification here. And in this case, I pulled the Three of Wands. So it really looks to me like the end of April is going to be about looking at the recent past for you. I think you're really going to have to look at what you've done and how you've behaved, the actions that you've taken, and really consider whether that's who you really are. There's probably been a lot of emotional stuff going on in the last little while for you, and it looks like a lot of financial issues as well going on. I almost feel in this case like you have been, or your situation has been, almost like a ticking time bomb. I feel like there's been so much drama and emotion going on that you just need to take a time out and think about things from a different perspective. We have the Knight of Wands here. So there's some movement happening. I feel like there's a fire being lit underneath of you that's forcing you to make some changes. And I think you've been resisting these changes, but you're not going to be able to anymore. You've kind of put it off long enough and dragged your feet long enough that you can't possibly wait any further. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. So for the last 2 weeks of April, there is definitely a lot of financial things coming into play here. This to me feels like you've squandered what you've had, and now it's time to make some changes. I feel like you're going to have to be handing money out that you might not actually have anymore, And maybe it's taxes. Maybe it's something as simple as that. You owe money. It's time to you made too much last year, and now it's time to hand it back to the government. But it's definitely a time of movement for you. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is sitting here with the King of Pentacles. So, like the King of Cups, this is someone that has really figured things out. But again, when I have two people, we have the Knight and the King here. I pulled an additional card, which turned out to be the Three of Pentacles. So, I feel like there's definitely going to be a change in a financial situation. If this isn't taxes, maybe this is some kind of um, bankruptcy or consumer proposal. But I feel like you've made too many emotional decisions about or with money in the past, and now it's catching up with you. There's only so much you can hide without it being found, and I don't think it's really enough to get you that far ahead in life. I think that if you do try to um, give money to someone else for safekeeping or invest it somehow, thinking that um, the government or the bankruptcy lawyer or even maybe a partner that you're splitting up with, if you're trying to hide money for some reason, it's not going to work for you. It's going to be found out. Now, this Three of Pentacles says that, like, basically, I see a fresh start. You're just going to have to deal with the fact that because of all of your emotional issues, we'll call them, and because of everything that you've been putting off doing, you're going to have to start over. I don't think there's any saving what you've done. I think it's really time to take a good hard look at your life and start over. Let go of the mistakes that have happened. They were experiences, you learn from them, time to move forward. And yes, you're a water sign and you do have an emotional outlook, and you do tend to, excuse me, bring a lot of emotion into situations. Excuse me. I feel like you really need to let that go. Take the responsibility for what you've done and move forward with it. It's the only way that you're going to overcome the challenges that you've been facing. Okay, I'm going to pull a few of the cards from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reid, just for some clarification, validation, or additional information for you, Scorpio. Maybe find out where this money is going or where you've spent it. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, so the first card is the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. So I think that based on the decisions that you've made and the actions that you've taken, I feel like there are a lot of people scrutinizing your every move, your every thought, your everything. I feel like you've really taken advantage of a lot of the people in your life, And now they're really, really paying close attention to the things that you're doing and the places you're spending your money on, because I think there's probably people you owe money to. And when they see you spending it in places that you shouldn't be, they're really scrutinizing things. Next, we have the High Lady of Love and Compassion. And she represents kindness and consideration, reverence. And then we have the Eyes of Beauty, which is positive expectations and clarity. So, what I'm thinking with this is I don't know whether this Emperor represents someone that you've been really relying on to help you through the situation. Maybe this King of Pentacles, I don't know if you've relied on some social assistance of some kind to get you through, um, or a counselor or something. I feel like there are people that you've been relying on too much. And if they say, oh, I'd like to try to do this, maybe we can do this, I feel like you're putting too much hope into that, or you're not hearing the whole conversation. I think you're taking what you want from it and carrying it forward like, oh, someone's going to just start paying my mortgage for me and paying all my bills and everything's going to be fine and I can just spend whatever money I have on what I want. That's what you're hearing, but that's not what's actually happening. So I think you really need to take a look at what's going on. I think you need to see how other people see you and hear things as they're being said, not how you want to hear them. Sorry, I've done a lot of readings today. So take a step back. Try not to let your emotion enter things and get things sorted out. It looks like finances are the biggest issue for you for the last 2 weeks of April. So you really need to just deal with that. For 2 weeks, fill out your paperwork that needs to be done. File your taxes. If you're going through a bankruptcy, meet with your trustee. Pay what needs to be paid and do what needs to be done. Stop putting it off, because the sooner this is over with, the sooner things are going to get better for you. So again, end of April is all about finances for you, Scorpio. So please pay close attention to that. If you would like a private reading, just leave a message in the comments, or you can email me at traveler with 2Ls 1230 at gmail.com and I will get back to you. Have a great April.